Hello and welcome to the Times Commonwealth Games Business Forum. In just over a year's time, Glasgow will play host to the Commonwealth Games, providing a major opportunity for this city to put itself on display and take advantage in the long term of a huge opportunity. We gathered together some businessmen and businesswomen from Glasgow and from around Scotland to discuss just how we do that.
Glasgow 2014, has recognized the importance that getting good ownership of legacy early on is essential to our success, but equally important is that strong community engagement, really making people feel like they're a part of these games. And it's critical now for us to ensure that 2014 doesn't become a landing strip, it becomes a launch pad. In terms of community engagement, from volunteering to ticketing to the creation of our mascot, to just generally the language we use and the way that we communicate with people, it's absolutely critical that we get people involved with this and make them feel like it's their games, it's their Glasgow, it's their Scotland, it's their Commonwealth.
For me, I think one of the most interesting points was the way David described ambition and what Glasgow and Scotland was seeking to do in terms of the ambition. And I think translating that into what individuals can do in terms of seeking a higher ambition, whether it's moving from a walk to a jog to a run, but also just for people actually getting to a point of the ambition of, I want a full-time job, of an experience as a volunteer, and I can now actually get into a working place and have an ambition to be much more successful in life.
Commonwealth Games is giving business in particular an opportunity to sell to a global audience of over 1.5 billion people. What that's going to do for Scottish business is to create new orders, new contracts, new alliances and new relationships, all of which will contribute to growing our economy here in Scotland, and with that growing investment in and out of Scotland.
There was a lot of foresight around trying to make sure that businesses in the city and the country benefited. So what we did was a lot of work around making sure local businesses in Glasgow and Scotland understood how the procurement process worked, understood how the business portal worked, where all the business opportunities were, so we could maximise the legacy for the business environment in Glasgow and Scotland. So I think around 60% of all contracts let for the Games have now gone to companies in the city, and I think that's over 70% of Scottish companies that have now won Games business.
I think it's really important to remember that way back in 2006, when Glasgow actually bid to win the Commonwealth Games, it was very clear from the outset that one of the key priorities was all about investment and jobs and leaving a lasting legacy for the people of Glasgow and also for Scotland. I think it's become very fashionable to talk about legacy, but I think if you look back, I think what Glasgow's been very clever in doing, in fact I think it's actually a case study internationally, it's actually hardwired community engagement, volunteering, investment and infrastructure into actually the programme of the Games. And what we're also doing is ensuring that going forward, that as the Chief Executive of the Games has said, legacy isn't something that happens to you, legacy is something you actually make happen, and that's what Glasgow's absolutely committed to achieving.
Well, I think you saw there the determination on the part of the business community in this city and in the wider Scotland to really exploit and enhance this city's image as not only just a city of the next Commonwealth Games, but a city that is going places, and the legacy that these games offer the people of Glasgow and of Scotland as a whole.